Thanks so much, JC. And again, I want to welcome all of our amazing distributors from all over the world. Really, what my goal is today is to share some information with you so that you can really understand the timing that we have right now and why right now is the time to go all in. The year's going fast, it's almost half over, and I feel like we're just barely getting started. So, what I want to do is talk a little bit about why we're so excited about Orygn, the TriGLP, and the next product that we're going to be launching here in just a few short weeks, Ignyt, and the positioning that we have that I think most people don't really understand. And so a couple things that I want to explain. Again, in the nutraceutical and the pharmaceutical world, the fastest moving segment by far is peptides. And if you just look at peptides as a whole, the fastest moving segment in peptides is the GLP peptides. Now, what really made this move was when the first became approved as a pharmaceutical. And then the doctor started prescribing it. And just so the people realize, the semaglutide, and then there's Wegovy and Ozempic and many others that are all a GLP-1 drug. In 2025, it was estimated it did between 130 and 140 billion dollars, making it the number one pharmaceutical in the world. And just so you understand how that compares to some others, there was a big Adderall shortage, very popular pharmaceutical that did around 20 billion. Viagra, I'm sure a lot of people see those commercials all the time. That did around 8 billion. So you're talking about something that is almost creating like a whole new opportunity. And then there's another side of that segment, because right on the product itself, it says not for human consumption, for research purposes only. And yet it's created tens of billions of dollars in business. In fact, the single individual that became one of the fastest billionaires ever recorded as a single owner of a company did it with the research peptides and did it in less than 3 years. And so when people understand the opportunity here and what's going on and what the future is, it's predicted that this market is going to go from around 130 billion to 3 to 500 billion just in the next 3 to 4 years. So it's not something that's hit the peak, it's just barely getting started. And this is all GLP-1. I really want to emphasize that because the product that we have with the TriGLP and Ignyt is significantly different. In fact, where the pharmaceuticals are going right now, Eli Lilly probably is pushing the needle more than anybody. They launched Wegovy again, which is selling right now. I just saw the other day about $13 billion every 3 months. So every 3 months they're doing about 13 billion just in Wegovy. Now they launched Zepbound, which is the first dual agonist. So it's the first dual agonist that has gone pharmaceutical, and they're putting hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in research to try and get the first triple agonist, which is retatrutide in the research side. And I was looking it up the other night, and it didn't say exactly how much money they've spent on the research, but here's what it said. They have put aside $50 billion for the manufacturing of retatrutide when it gets approved as a pharmaceutical. So think about that. They put together $50 billion so that they can try and keep up with the demand of what they feel is going to happen. They also have a big article out that says as soon as that is released, they think that Eli Lilly will get $1 trillion valuation. Only a couple companies in the world have $1 trillion valuation, and this is all driven by these GLP peptides. Now let's bring this and explain exactly what this means to us, because if you understand this, I think your posture, I think your understanding, I think your excitement levels will be completely different. Again, $50 billion that they're putting just in the manufacturing so that they can try to keep up with the demand of the first triple agonist. So what does that mean? They have the GLP-1s, then they have the dual agonist, and now they have the triple. And what's happening, it's getting better and better and better. Now, if you just look at GLP-1s, I would say without question, it's the most effective weight loss product in the history of the world. But we're talking about weight loss. We're not talking about fat loss. Now, in most individuals around the world, when they talk about, I need to lose some weight, they're not talking about needing to lose weight. What they typically mean is they're wanting to lose fat. So if you're looking at weight loss, that's made up of water, that's made up of lean mass, and that's made up of fat. Now, the problem that you run into with the GLP-1s, the studies are showing between 20 and I've seen as high as 60%, but it's estimated between 20 and 40% of the weight loss is lean mass. Now, this can be detrimental to your health, and in many cases, people are ending up in a worse situation health-wise, even with the weight loss, because so much of it was lean mass, and that muscle is your longevity organ. That's what's giving yourself the best chance of adding more life to your years, and that's really the goal here with Orygn. The MDs and the doctors and all the science, they're doing a pretty good job of adding more years to your life. Our focus is different. We want to add more life to your years, and a huge part of that is maintaining the lean muscle as long as you can. But here's something that I think most people aren't really understanding. You're looking at TriGLP, you're looking at Ignyt, and you're just kind of thinking of these are just like other products. These are just like, any other product that's out there. That's not the case. We have 100% all natural 3-pathway GLP product. It's what literally Eli Lilly is spending hundreds of millions of dollars to try and move to a pharmaceutical. We already have it as a nutraceutical. It's not synthetic. It's 100% natural. There's no known side effects. And we're working with a company that spent over $50 million and over 10 years of research before bringing it to the market. I personally have never seen that in my life on a nutraceutical company. They're spending the same type of money that the pharmaceutical companies are doing. Now think about this for a second. Why are the pharmaceuticals so expensive? The name brand GLPs are over $1,000 each. Retatrutide, when it's approved, they're saying that it's going to be between $1,000 and $1,300 per month. Why is that? It's not because the product is expensive to make. The reason they're charging $1,000 for these peptides or more is because they've spent hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in research in order to get it approved as a pharmaceutical. And they have to make up for the hundreds of millions of dollars that they've spent by charging $1,000 or more. Now, we're with a nutraceutical company that is not trying to sell the product for $1,000 or $1,300, and they've spent over $50 million and over 10 years of research, 8+ published studies, 13 FDA claims that we can make. Now, that has never been done to my knowledge, ever in the history of the world. Every product that I've launched over the last 30 years, we've had to be very, very careful in what we say about the product. We have to say it might do this. It possibly can do this. We could never say the product does this, the product does this, the product does this. 13 FDA claims. And here's something that I really want you to understand. There's only a couple of them that have anything to do with fat loss. This not only is probably the #1 fat loss product in the history of the world, but that's just one of the many benefits. It's also one of the best anti-aging products. It's also one of the best anti-inflammatory products. It's also a product to help boost your immune system. It's also a product to help heal your gut. It's also a product to help you become insulin sensitive. It's also a product to help control blood sugar. It's also a product, as mentioned, to help you lose fat, control appetite. Not only appetite for food, but all kinds of addiction. GLP-1s are being used in almost every major rehab center across the world for drugs, alcohol, and other addictions that people are trying to get a handle of. And they're being used with tremendous success. So again, Eli Lilly, hundreds of millions of dollars, put aside $50 billion just to keep up with the manufacturing, because they know it's going to be so hot. And we already have a triple pathway product that's available in close to 80 countries around the world. It's a nutraceutical, and it's more than 90% less expensive than what they're selling these drugs for. About 10% of the cost, and that's if you're getting 2 bottles of TriGLP or 2 bags of Ignyt. If you're getting a single, it's about 95% less expensive. Now let's look at that other gray area that I mentioned, these research peptides, tens of billions of dollars per year. The average research peptide is being sold in this market, a triple agonist. Now again, we're a tri-3 pathway. It's different because we're all natural instead of the synthetics, but it's the average is selling for $299 to $499, and that doesn't include the doctor's visits if you go to medical clinics. So we're between 50 to 75% or more less expensive than even the research peptides that say right on the bottle, not for human consumption, for research purposes only. So they're trying to take no liability, and you really have no idea what you're injecting into your body, especially because the market is so big and they're selling billions and billions of dollars. There's so many companies that are getting out there and selling stuff that really I don't think is what you're paying for. And you have no idea if it's what you're paying for. It's a very risky, a very scary place to be, because many of these people are causing irreparable damage to their system, paralyzing their digestive system, and bone loss, muscle loss, and many, many other massive issues that have created billions and billions of dollars in lawsuits. So not only are you working with something that's extremely, completely synthetic, all kinds of side effects, the other big issue that you have, it's extremely potent, meaning that they're extracting this and making something that is so strong that you're literally taking like 1 to 2 milligrams per week, 1 or 2 milligrams per week. Even if you look at TriGLP, our extract product, that's 500 milligrams per day. 500 milligrams per day, 1 to 2 milligrams per week. So if you're taking something that is that strong, that it only takes 1 to 2 milligrams per week, what happens if you take a little bit too much? What happens if you're very sensitive to those ingredients? What happens is you end up with billions of dollars of lawsuits. So there's an estimated 10% of the United States population right now that's on a GLP-1. But here's where the excitement comes in. There's another 33% that are currently looking, but they're looking for safer, they're looking for more affordable options. We are the only one in the world, all natural, patented, three pathway GLP product. And we're doing it at, again, 50 to 75% less than the research peptides, 90 to 95% less than the pharmaceuticals. And we have it all over the world. And here's the big part. We are the exclusive distribution chain for the entire world through network marketing and the home-based business industry. This opportunity is bigger than, I guarantee you, 0 people on this call have participated in something with this potential. I'm going to say it one more time. Eli Lilly, $50 billion set aside just for the manufacturing so that they can try and keep up with the demand. We have the product already. We can take it to the entire world. No doctor's office visits, no necessity for insurance, no weight loss clinics, no injecting yourself with things that you have no idea what they are, injecting yourself even if you know what they are, that have all kinds of side effects. Just listen to the commercials. All natural. The only place you can get it is from Orygn. We already have it registered in the EU. We already have our offices in Latin America, in Mexico, and Central America, and South America, spreading through the entire continent of Africa, launching in Australia, and we'll use that as a kickoff point for Asia in the next couple years. And we are positioned, without question, to take this company to a top 5 company in the next 3 to 5 years. And in fact, I think we have a great chance of being number 1. When you're looking at probably 5 years from now, The GLP peptide market is going to be over 500 billion. So if we get 1-2% of that, we're the biggest company in the network marketing industry with about 2%. Now, when you have an all-natural version with no known side effects, you have all of the studies, 13 FDA claims, and you're selling it for 50 to 75% less, or 90 to 95% less than the pharmaceuticals. Hopefully, you guys can see a massive opportunity here. So in closing, what I want to do is just go over what we've accomplished. We put up a site with a free sign-up called the Big Beautiful Reveal, November 1st of 2025. We let people position people for free for 11 days, and then we put up 5,000 bottles for sale that we thought we'd maybe sell a couple thousand. We sold all 5,000 in less than an hour. Then we went back to the free sign-up for a few more weeks. Friday after Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we put up 10,000 bottles for sale. We sold out before the weekend even started. We sent 5,000 bottles to Europe to help launch the EU on 12/12. We thought that would be maybe a month or two supply. Sold out in less than 6 hours. Since January, we've sold around 200,000 bottles all over the world. Tens and tens of thousands of testimonials stating the exact same things that the studies are talking about. We know the product works, and we're just getting started. Where we are right now is we are 2 weeks exactly away from launching Ignyt. Now, why are we launching Ignyt? It's a very similar product, but here's the difference. All of the studies were done on a powder. The powder is very easy to sample. We have the hottest product, which, again, hundreds of millions of people are looking for at the best price. And now we can sample it with just giving people a stick pack and a bottle of water so that they can see how it works. We already have tens of thousands of testimonials. Again, when we launched in November, we had 0 testimonials. Now we have tens of thousands of testimonials. We didn't have access to all of the studies. We didn't have access to the 13 FDA claims. We didn't have 100% exclusive. We had the exclusive on the extract. We did not have an exclusive on this powder. What we have the ability to do in the next 6 months will dwarf what we've done in the last 6 months. Every single person here, business-wise, is positioned at the best time, I guarantee you, that you've ever had in any opportunity in this world, because it has not existed until now. So I recommend, we have a free sign-up site, ignyt.biz, ignyt.biz/your username. I would take the next 2 weeks. Every single person that you've talked to, and you told about TriGLP, and they didn't join for whatever reason, I'd reach out to every single person that you know and at least try and get them to get positioned for free. Because I think that the 5,000 bottles we sold on an hour on 11/11, I think Ignite's going to be much bigger. And people made tens of thousands of dollars their very first month, tens of thousands of dollars their very first month of the launch of TriGLP. And we only had it launched for 4 days, less than 4 days in that entire month. Now all of a sudden, we have a 7-month track record, millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in sales, millions and millions of dollars paid out in commissions all over the world. And we're launching a brand new product that will be much easier to sample, much easier to break down into 5 and 10 day supplies, and more information coming out. Pay attention to what Eli Lilly's doing, trying to get a triple agonist that they can charge $1,000 or $1,300 for, when we already have it for $75 to $130. And we're already all over the world. So again, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to, I'm not sure if I turn it back to you, JC, or turn it to you, Jesus, but I really appreciate the time. Make sure and pay attention to these great leaders we have all over the world. Success leaves clues, and our goal here is to leave as many clues as we possibly can to help make sure that you have the opportunity to reach your goals. So thank you guys. Happy Saturday.